record. Okay, when you can see my screen, somebody give me a thumbs up and let me know. Ooh, I have one person trying to call in. Okay, I'm gonna turn that on silent. Okay, today is, we have a ton of new coaches on our team now, which I'm super, super excited about. So today I thought that we would just kind of take a step back and talk about a lot of the basics that kind of confuse a lot of people, the numbers. We're gonna talk about rank, what exactly the different ranks are. We're gonna talk about volume. And we're going to talk about your legs. Everybody's like, leg, I don't know what a strong leg, a weak leg, a right, left, a left, whatever you're saying, I don't know what that is. So we're going to talk a little bit about all of that, and hopefully that'll help you guys with when we talk about placement strategy and stuff like that. This will give you the basics and the foundations of this. There are so many people that have been in this business for several months and still don't understand all of this information. I think it's a little bit of a learning process. Even though the information's out there, people don't realize there's a necessity for it. Cliff, if I'm ever going too fast, just catch me. Okay, so how do you rank advance? I know a lot of you guys already know this, but there are so many brand new coaches on here that I wanted to go over this. So when you first sign up, you're considered a coach. Yay, I'm a Beachbody coach, awesome. That just means, everybody from discount coaches to business coaches, everyone starts here. Discount coaches usually stay here. They might sign one person up under them later that also wants the discount, but that's pretty much where they stay. And you can usually only count on a discount coach to stay a coach for, usually the average is about 3 months. Your very first rank advancement is Emerald. Emerald means that you have one active coach under your left leg and one active coach under your right leg. What does it mean to be active? We'll talk about that in a few minutes. So we call this the U+2. It's really easy to get. Many times if you're married, or even if you're not, you'll have a family member like a parent or a sister or brother join you, and that'll be one of your coaches. And then you'll just have to find one other person, which if you have challengers, you can sign up somebody for the discount. Or if you know somebody that really wants to work the business and you think might be a great prospect for working from home, you could invite them right away and start off with a great business builder. The reason why a lot of people use their spouse is that they can build their account later. And we can talk about that if any of you guys are interested in that. It just means more money for your family later on down the road. Ruby is a rank that you don't hear very often. Sorry, these Missouri allergies have me like, whoa. Ruby is a rank that you don't hear very often. It's where you have one emerald on your left leg, one emerald on your right leg, and then one active coach as well on each leg. So a total of 4 coaches, with 2 of them being emerald, but they have to be on opposite legs. So it's the U+4 rule. So you have you and then 4 coaches, 2 on either leg, with 2 of them being emerald. The reason why this isn't super common is because usually you have no problem getting active coaches. It's people building to emerald. You have to wait for them to build to emerald, see the value of that, and find their people. That's why a lot of people go straight from emerald to diamond. I know Alicia did this. I know I did this. And when you skip that rank, you don't lose out on the benefits. You just simply skip over it and they give you all the recognition stuff later, because the next one is diamond. Now this is like really what every business building coach should be aiming for, at least diamond. Emerald is like your first goal, and then ruby is fantastic, but if you skip over ruby, it's really not a big deal to just go straight to diamond. Diamond means that you have one emerald on each leg, just like with ruby, but you also have 3 more active coaches on each leg. So you'll have a total of 8 coaches, 4 on each leg, with at least one of those being emerald on each leg. So the reason why most people skip over this is because they can have 8 or 10 active coaches, but none of them are emerald. So they're waiting for, we say, those emeralds to pop. Like, we're waiting for those people to become emeralds so that they can achieve diamond status. After you become diamond, that means that you're a true business builder. You are leading a team of people, and you're doing a really great job mentoring people as well. And then at this point, you're really starting to see the momentum pick up in your business. Sorry. So the next rank advancement is 1-star diamond. And beyond this, it's really higher level stuff. We can go over it later if you're interested. But 1-star diamond just means that you have to be a diamond coach, but that you have a personally sponsored diamond. So the reason why I'm 1-star diamond qualifying right now is because Alicia went diamond back, 3 weeks ago? 2-3 weeks ago? And so I am now a 1-star diamond qualifying coach. However, had I only been an emerald, because it's possible that I could have been emerald and then Alicia was just a total rock star and went diamond and I'm still emerald, I would still be emerald even though she's diamond. But then once I go diamond, I would automatically bump up to 1-star. Does that make sense? Like, I would totally jump all the rest of those ranks and go straight to 1-star. So it's possible to like outrun your mentor. It's not common, but it does happen from time to time. And then as a 1-star diamond coach, you have to have a total of at least 10 personally sponsored active coaches, including your personally sponsored diamonds. So you plus 10. Okay, so what is volume? If you go into teambeachbody.com and look at any of the products, any of the programs, any of the equipment, anything that's really listed for sale on that website, you're going to see this PV number. And most people don't know what it means, and so they just skip right by it. However, you can find it in your back office, but a lot of times for me, the easiest way is to just go straight to the website and see what it says for PV. And PV means personal volume. It's given an attachment, a volume attached to this. This directly correlates to the price. So the more expensive the item, usually the higher the volume number is. Every time someone buys something through your direct links, when you send them a direct link, they're like, oh, I just want 21-day fix. When they want 21-day fix and, I'm sorry, and you send them a direct link, then they are going to give you personal volume through their purchase. So even if somebody signs up and has you as their coach, it says even if they're automatically signed up, that's because you have the ability to get leads, and we can talk about that again later on, where people are just assigned to you as their free personal coach. If they order something else, you will still get that volume amount, which is pretty awesome. These numbers directly reflect how you did that week. So when I did the volume leaderboards, for a few of you, you may not even know this because you're so new, but probably Thursday or Friday, I did a volume leaderboard. And what that was all the volume that those coaches had either bought or sold that week. And so I know Chrissy and a few other people were like, what does this number even mean? That's what it means. You either bought or things were sold through your account, that amount. So it has nothing to do with how your team is doing. It has nothing to do with how anyone else is doing. It's just solely the work reflected that you did that week. Sorry. Every time someone purchases something through one of your coaches, however, or any of the coaches in your downline, not even necessarily your personally sponsored coaches, just like if you were placed here and I placed somebody underneath and Alicia placed somebody underneath that and then Jackie placed somebody underneath that, all of those people, if they fall in your downline, they count towards your team volume. This is what shows how your team is growing. This shows how much work your team's been doing and how your team is sharing and helping other people. These are like numbers that a lot of times coaches are just like, okay, volume, great. I don't really know why that's important, or I don't understand why that's even a thing. But it's a thing because it directly reflects how you're doing and then how your team is doing. So you can kind of see like, okay, my team's doing really well, but I'm obviously not doing so well. So I need to pick it up in the commission area. I need to be looking for people to help out with their health and fitness journey. Or maybe your your PV is doing really well and you're like, oh, my team volume's really low. I need to really pick that up. And we'll even talk about how you can see which side is lower, your left or your right leg. And then you'll know which coaches you really need to be focusing on just by looking at their Success Club points and whatnot. If their Success Club points are high, they're probably doing all right. You could just check in with them and they're good. If they're low, then maybe you need to invest a little bit of time in them and see exactly what they need from you. Moving on. Okay, so you're like, that's great, but I really have no idea what you're talking about. When you first come into your office, it kind of looks like this. You walk in, or you log into your Coach Online office. If you haven't done this yet, because you're so new, it's okay. Your sponsoring coach will walk you through how to do this. You'll come in and it shows you your Success Club qualification. And if you see here, I already have 5. This was taken last night on September 5th, last night. I already have 5 Success Club points. So you would think that I would be qualified for Success Club. I think Danny actually asked me this today. However, if you look here, 90 PV has not been fulfilled. And so I have a 0, that's a no, so I can't be qualified for Success Club until that 90 PV goes through. I'm like, great, but what's 90 PV and why do I need it? Let's talk a little bit about that. So to be an active coach, we talked about how for your rank, you have to have active coaches. If they're inactive, they don't count. They don't count to your rank advancement. They don't count for anything else. They won't produce any volume because they're inactive. Active coaches, if you're just a coach, you need 50 PV to stay active. If you are an Emerald coach, you only need 50 PV to stay active. That's fantastic. That means you could buy like any 2 of the Shakeology boosts and you will be active. You will be an active coach. That means that, you're counting towards your uplines rank advancement. It means that you can buy in, like you can make commission, all of that. If you're Ruby, it starts to go up. You need 75 PV. And again, remember that PV can either be fulfilled by buying something, which is totally controllable. That's through you. Or through selling something. So if somebody's buying a fitness program, then it'll still count towards that. If they're buying a challenge pack, that's going to count towards your PV. This is also important information to keep in mind if you have your spouse signed up and you're trying to keep them active, but they're not on Shakeology HD Home Direct. So you need to run something through their account, like a sale through their account, just to keep them active if you're not purchasing anything through there. And then diamonds, you need to have 100 PV. And then 1 star and up, you have to have 200 PV. I know when I first heard that 1-star diamonds had to have 200 PV, I was thinking that's crazy. Because, let's go back here. You saw that their qualification for Success Club is 90 PV. Well, I don't know how many of you guys know this, but what do we do as Beachbody coaches? We tell people that they should be using one of the Beachbody programs. We tell people that they should be having their nutrition in check. And we tell people that they should be drinking Shakeology because it's incredible for their body. Guess how many PV Shakeology has? 90 PV. So in order to keep your integrity, Beachbody has kind of pushed it in that they almost mandate that their coaches are drinking Shakeology. So you're leading with integrity. You're leading with like, look, here, I'm doing it too. It's working for me. It'll work for you as well. Now, obviously, there are other things that you can get 90 PV on HD. They just came out with Shakeology Boosts in July when we went to Summit. And all 3 of those, if you add them up, are exactly 90 PV. So you could get those instead. You can get the Performance line, which is also new, just launched in July as well. So there's 3 different options at least, because if you, for whatever reason, got backed up on Shakeology, you haven't been drinking it like you should, and you have a couple extra bags and you're like, I don't need another bag of Shakeology. Try the Boost, try the Performance line, try something different so that you maintain your HG so you can get Success Club. Because if you get Success Club 10, 15, 20, it doesn't matter. It will equivalent to nothing if you don't have your 90 PV met. So that's 2 different things. One is to stay active, just as an active coach, and the other one is for Success Club. If you're a business building coach and you want to hit Success Club, you have to have 90 PV. It doesn't matter whether you're just a coach and it says 50, you have to have 90 so that you can get Success Club. Does that make sense? Okay. So as you see down at the bottom, however, to hit Success Club for the month and qualify for the prizes, leads, and then earn points towards the SC trip, Beachbody sends us on Success Club trips every year for those that are hitting Success Club and doing awesome, that are free, all expenses paid trips. You have to have that 90 PV. So if you're a business building coach, just keep it in your head that you have to have that 90 PV, whether it's through the Shakeology Boost, Shakeology itself, or the Performance line. And then if you're doing it for your spouse and they don't drink Shakeology, it's easy for me because Josh drinks Shakeology, so I don't have to even worry about it. We just both have our bags and we're good. But if your spouse doesn't drink Shakeology for whatever reason, then make sure you're running at least the amount of personal volume through their account that you can. So if somebody's just going to buy a 21-day fix and not the pack, then you're not going to be losing any Success Club points. It'd be better for you to run it out under your spouse's account anyway. Okay, how to find your team volume. So you saw the original page. Right here in the little tabs in the box in the center, you can see that I clicked on the team volume one. The team volume comes when you add up the PV of all the coaches that are underneath you. So that's for Becca, for instance, it would be my PV. It would be all of her everybody, all of you guys fall underneath me. So all of our team volume as a whole would all count towards her team volume. So if you look here, it shows current. That's the week that we're currently in. For those that you don't know, Beachbody runs from Thursday to Wednesday. So we're currently right in the middle of our Beachbody week. And so that current week, it looks really low, but that was last night. Today it's higher. That is where we're at right now. And as you see in the index, I guess that's called, legend, key, whatever you call that, there's a right leg volume, which is in the orange, and then the left leg volume is shown in the purple. And then those add up to the green as our total volume. So this is how if I'm just looking to see how my team's doing, then I can look at this and be like, oh, like last week I looked at it, I'm like, holy mackerel, we had awesome team volume. And then the week before was pretty good. And then, it kind of varies from week to week. Usually the beginning of the month, like where we're at right now, it's a little bit lower. So you can see like where it says week 5, that's basically the same week last month for us. So that's approximately what it'll probably get to. That's why we're about halfway there. So if that just makes some sense for you guys. This volume number, you only need to look up when thinking about team cycle bonuses. So if you're a coach, just a coach, you don't have any coaches underneath you, or maybe you only have one, you probably don't really need this information because it's not going to do anything for you. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Team cycle bonuses. So these are essentially free bonuses that Beachbody gives out to you as your team grows and they start to be successful themselves. This is basically your incentive to help your downline. This is why in Beachbody we don't just sign people up and then forget about them. Like, we want to help cultivate them. We want to help mentor them and help them be successful as well. And it'll help you to be making some extra income just from your team being successful. To earn Team Cycle bonuses, you must be at least an Emerald rank. So this is a really, really great reason to try and rank advance as soon as possible, because you won't even start banking your team volume to receive your team bonus cycles until you're Emerald. So for instance, if somebody signed up their second coach today and they our week ends on Wednesday, they would rank advance Thursday morning. So Thursday morning, from then on, they would start banking that team volume. And think of banking as kind of like rollover minutes. So if you don't use them all one week, they roll into the next. And if you don't use them all that week, they roll into the next. And there's no expiration. Okay, as you grow your team, you want to help mentor and develop the coaches and rising leaders under you, and everyone focuses on hitting Success Club. This will help your team bonus cycle to grow and grow and grow. Not only are they helping more and more people to start getting healthier and leading more happy and fulfilling lives, but then you're hitting Success Club, so you're earning points towards those bonuses, like I said, and your team bonus cycles are growing. So legs, this is where a lot of people get confused. I know when I first started, I was like, I don't understand this. I don't know what a weak leg and a strong leg is. I don't know any of that. So to find this information, you're going to go, or to see it visually, I guess I would say, you would go into your Coach Online office and then go to My Business, My Downline, and then scroll over to Graphical Genealogy and click on it. And then there you'll see yourself up at the top, and you'll notice that you have a left leg and a right leg. Each of you guys are going to look a little bit different depending on where you're placed in My Downline. So I can't exactly show each one of you what your downlines look at. You're going to have to go through and see that for yourself. But most coaches, not all, but most coaches have a strong and a weak leg. Now, when I refer to my legs, I say I have a strong and a weak leg, but I really don't. My legs are pretty even, and it's because of where I was placed in Becca's downline. There's good and bad parts of that, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. So your strong leg is the leg that coaches above and below you continue to add on. So here's you, and everybody who places on their, let's say, if you're like this, and you're up at the top, if you were on my, what would this be? I'm trying to look at the screen. If I was up here for you, so you were on my right leg, then everybody on the right leg that places on their right leg will end up going into your downline. But everybody that is on the other leg goes on to their weak leg, so they don't go into your downline. I'll have a visual for you in a moment. The strong leg is the leg that coaches above and below continue to add on. This gradually gets larger and larger. Some of you may go in and be like, whoa, I've got like 10 people on there and I don't know any of them. And then others of you will go in and you're like, I have nobody, or I have one person. So it may be a little bit confusing. At the end, if you want to log into your Coach Online office and look in this area, if you have questions at the end, we'll go through that. And I can kind of help you with whether you have a weak and a strong leg. Your weak leg is the inside leg, and that's the leg you're going to have to build yourself. Your weak and your strong leg are different depending on where you're placed in your coach downline. So I can't tell you like your weak leg is your left leg and your strong leg is your right leg, because it all depends on where you're at in my downline or whoever your personally mentor coach is. Okay, so here's mine. This is a direct screenshot of mine. Now, I say I have a strong leg because can everybody see my mouse? Yes? Okay. So here I am at the top. If you look over here, you can kind of see there's a little legend. It shows inactive coaches are this gray color. And then coach, this means that they're active, an active coach. They're blue. Green means emerald coach, so that's my hubby. And then ruby coaches I don't have any of. And then I'm a diamond coach. And then after, like once I qualify for one star diamond, there'll be like a big 1 right here. Okay. So I'm right here. And then I say I have a strong leg because Becca and Nate randomly will place people through here. So like these first 3 people were already placed like within days of me signing up. I didn't know them. still don't know them. They're not super active. I see her from time to time, but they're not super active coaches. I think they were discount coaches that they just placed under me to help me with volume and probably help Nate because I'm placed on the inside leg underneath Nate, which that's advanced placement. I'm not going to go into all of that. But anyway, so my right leg, I say, is my strong leg because there are people that are placed in there underneath me that I don't know. However, if you look at my volume totals, they run pretty even. My weak leg, even though there looks like there's a lot more people over here, this is the leg that I have built myself. So Josh, I placed, and where it says PS, that means personally sponsored. That means they're my coach. So I placed Josh, and then I placed Dawn, and then I placed Jackie, and then right here, this is Alicia. That's why she's orange. And then underneath Josh, I placed Andra, and so she's under Josh. She's Josh's personally sponsored. That's why you don't see the PS right there. Even though she's my coach, I run his account, and so I placed her underneath him to help with volume totals. And then this is Andra's personally sponsored coach, and then so on. We've placed others. So as you can see, all these people are in my downline, even though I didn't directly sponsor them. Now, for example, one of you guys may log in and see something like this. This is Erica. She's one of our new coaches. And I didn't mean to like call her out on this, but she's one of the brand new coaches. Like we just started adding more people. Chrissy's brand new. Elizabeth's brand new. Shelly is a discount coach. So when Erica goes and logs in, she's going to see something like this. And this may be something similar to what you guys see. Erica has a strong leg because people are being placed under her, and none of these, if you notice, are her personally sponsored coaches. So when she adds somebody to her left leg, this is her weak leg. If she were to sign up her hubby, I would have her sign him up right here where the little blue guy is. It means that it's an open spot. And then to go emerald, she would need to place somebody on her right side because even though these coaches are underneath her, they're not her personally sponsored coach. So she is going to have to place somebody right here where this red one is. That's where her next person would go on the right. So then at that point, Elizabeth Adams would see this person pop up under hers. I hope that makes sense and it's not too confusing. You'll start to see it in your downline and it'll make more sense. Okay, so that's kind of how the legs work and how the tree works. It kind of goes out. There's a leg that hopefully your upline sponsor will be adding to, and then there's a leg that you will personally be responsible for building yourself. Okay. Nobody else will add to it except for you. How to check your volume. You're going to go to my business, my volume. Okay. It's a good idea to start checking your volume now. Start looking there so you can kind of count up your personal volume in the last 5 weeks. Because remember, you need that active volume or that 50, 75, 100, whatever it is, PV active to keep yourself active. If you haven't made any sales in like couple weeks, I would start looking there to make sure that you're going to stay active, that you don't want to drop rank or drop active status. I'm like activity. How to read your volume report. Okay, so this is what is going to come up. This was mine from yesterday. So you're going to have right here, it says description. You guys can see my mouse moving? Yes? Okay. So right here it says description. This means week ending, and this is the week. So obviously the 15th is Wednesday. So this is our current week. And as you saw, they were low volume numbers. Oh gosh, get that thing off of there. Low volume numbers. I haven't sold anything yet this week. Yeah, that's true. I haven't sold anything yet this week, so I have 0 personal volume. And then my team on my left side, everybody that fell on my left side that you saw, right, let me see, right here, everybody here and down. So like if your coach is Alicia, you're down there. If your coach is Jackie, you're down there. All of those people on my left side have only totaled 300 PV. And then on my right side is 500 PV for this week alone. However, last week, if you look, we had some pretty incredible, let's check up here. That's the wrong one. This one. You remember how tall that was, like how big it was? Look at this volume recording, like 2260, no, yeah, 64 or 84. I don't know, something like that. Too small. 2284 to 2410. As you notice, like I said, I don't have a weak and a strong leg. A lot of people, if you were to look in Becca's volume totals, because she shares them sometimes, her right leg volume is crazy. You're talking like 22, 45,000, like huge, huge numbers. And then her left leg volume is still like, 10, 15,000. Like it's still pretty high because she's got quite an organization underneath her, but not balanced like this. Like mine are pretty balanced, and it's because I just don't have that many people that were placed under me. So I've pretty much built evenly down my organization. And that's not such a bad thing. But how to read the report. Okay, total volume is your volume for the week. Add up the previous 5 weeks to make sure you're not in danger of staying or going inactive. So that's this right here, your total volume. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you add all of those up, make sure that you're in that active range for whatever your rank is. Make sense? Your left volume is the volume from everybody under your left leg. Right volume is from your volume from everybody under your right leg. All items that are blue are clickable. So that's something that a lot of people don't know, even though they've been in this for diamond coaches. I just told somebody recently and they're like, you can click on that? I'm like, yeah. So those are clickable. When you click on them, you get an exact breakdown. So like when I click on, for instance, this 2284, if I were to click on that, I would get everybody on that side and how much their volume was for the week, their personal volume for the week. And so I would see exactly who attributed to that if I wanted to. Again, another way to check on your team if you want to. And then if you see down here, I had to scroll down a little ways, but that's why it's so tiny. But down here, you see this -75. That's indicates a return. So somebody actually had 2 returns and 2 sales that week, but I still ended up with -75. So that will take away from anything that you have the coming week. Okay, how to earn team bonus cycles. For those that have a strong and a weak leg with volume, okay, for every 100 TV on your weak leg, so this right here in this example, this is the strong leg, and this is the weak leg, okay? For every 100 TV on your weak leg to every 200 produced by all of these people on the strong leg, you'll earn 1 team bonus cycle. So the benefit of having a strong leg is when you build your weak leg really well, like you will always receive team bonus cycles. There won't be a week that goes by that you don't get a team bonus cycle. Like as you start to build this leg is going to keep growing. It's not going to stop. So you can add a few people here and there to this leg because you'll need it for rank. Because remember, you have to have even legs. That's the reason why they do that for rank. Everything has to be even as far as like emeralds on both sides and all of that stuff. The reason why they do that is because they want you to keep attributing to the downline of that strong leg. So this leg's going to keep growing. You'll give coaches over there every once in a while, but then really you'll be focusing on building this weak leg, because as you do that, you're going to start earning more and more team bonus cycles. For those with relatively balanced legs like myself, for every TV on one leg to every 200 on your other leg, it doesn't matter which, you will earn 1 team bonus cycle. So this can change back and forth daily. It's not even weekly. It's like to the minute they go back and forth. If I had like somebody over here buy something for 150 PV or TV over here, and then somebody over here bought or 2 people over here bought a challenge pack, let's say, like I would get that. And then if it swapped and it was like 100 over here to every 200 over here, I would get that. Like it just swaps back and forth constantly. So the benefit is that I pretty much never bank volume. If you looked at my volume, they're pretty much used up. Where is that? Right here. They're pretty much used up each time. Like they're pretty even. Obviously, like here, I had 200 extra, so I didn't get to use all of this team volume because it's 100 of this to 200 of this. But then the week before, it was 100 of this to 200 of that. Does that make sense? Like it just keeps going back and forth because I'm pretty even. So the benefit to this is that you never bank volume because you pretty much use it all, which means you potentially cycle more often than someone with a strong leg. So someone with a strong leg, they're never going to fully use that strong leg volume. Like, it'd be next to impossible to make their weak side strong enough to use all of that strong side volume. But somebody with balanced legs, like, I'll go back and forth and I'll cycle more. It just takes me longer to start having a team cycle bonus in the beginning. So all volume that isn't used ends up getting banked and carried over for the following week to get added to your volume for more potential team cycle bonuses. Think rollover minutes. I know everybody pretty much has unlimited now, but back in the day, like when I was in high school, you got so many minutes. And if you didn't use all of those minutes, the next month they would roll over into the minutes that they would get added to your baseline minutes. And then if you didn't use those, they would roll over again. And I remember at the end of the year, my mom had something like 12,000 minutes. I'm like, seriously, Mom, you're never going to use this. It's insane. But they'll just keep rolling over. So here we have the example of, over here we have 200 team volume. Let's say this person sold 100 and this person sold 100. And then over here we have 540. So 100, 140, 100, and then 100. I don't know. I didn't add that up. So you have several people with 140. So they're going to do 100, subtract 100, and subtract 200. So we have 340 over here to 100 over here, and that's one team cycle bonus. So since we still have enough to do another one, they'll do another 100, which leaves this at 0, and then another 200, so 340 down to 140. And then that's you got 2 team cycle bonuses, and you're left over with 140 TB on your left side for the following week to use. Okay, so how much do I earn with team bonus cycles? Like, is this really worth it? Emeralds will earn $14 per bonus cycle. Rubies earn $16 per bonus cycle, and then diamonds and above earn $18 per bonus cycle. When I originally heard this when I was an emerald, I was like, well, isn't that fantastic? I'm like, basically, I'm getting $4 for a bonus cycle. I'm like, that is not that much money. That's just, it's not. I'm like, okay, so what is really the advantage of going diamond? Like, that's kind of what I thought in my head. I kept trucking along, but I think had I realized what I know now, I would have gone diamond way faster. I would have pushed myself, because $4 per bonus cycle doesn't sound like much, but you don't realize how much bigger your team is growing by the time you hit diamond. Like, your team is much bigger, so you're getting much bigger volume numbers, and so they're just getting exponentially larger. It's not just $4, it's $4 times 12. It's $4 times 15, like, then you're starting to talk a lot more money on top of those, the 14, you know what I'm saying? Like, the difference between 14 times 10 versus 14 or 18 times 10 is a decent chunk of change. I want that extra $40. I don't know about you. It's a nice dinner out for the whole family. Eventually these add up and start to become a large sum of your income and become a great residual income when you didn't make that much in commission. So for example, I do not show this at all for boasting. I hope you guys know my heart in this. I'm showing it purely for learning and for you guys to see the advantage of team cycle bonuses, okay? So this was me last year. I was just barely 3 months old as a coach, and I was an Emerald coach. I didn't make any team cycle bonuses because my team was very small, but it was September 2nd. It was the exact same week as last year. As you see, I made $134.90 in retail commission. This is from like challenge packs and fitness programs and random things that I straight up, like, somebody messaged me, I helped them, I talked to them, I walked them through it, and then I gave them my direct link and they bought. That's what this retail commission is. When you look in, it's under my business, my commissions, you'll get like a breakdown, a huge thing, kind of like your volume like this. You'll get a breakdown like that. If you click on any of the blue links of where you made money, that's where you'll find these commission subtotals. Okay, so you can find this in any of them. And if I were to click here, I could get an exact list of like, so-and-so bought this challenge pack, so-and-so bought this program. Like, it would break down exactly what was bought that week and why it added up to that. Okay, subscription commission. This is when somebody has, what's it called? Team club membership, like Beachbody on Demand. Back then, we didn't have Beachbody on Demand, so this was just team club membership. And I made 14, you still make the same amount, $19.44 per one subscription. Okay, so that's what my commission was for that, and you get it quarterly as long as they're on there. So $19.44 from whoever had their subscription, okay? That's $154.34 total. That's what I made as a 3-month in coach in 1 week. Granted, I was thrilled with this because I was a stay-at-home mom before that, not making anything. So $154 to me was like, woo. When I made my first team cycle bonus and I got $14, I was so excited. And Josh was like, it's $14. And I'm like, yeah, $14 I didn't have to work for. So that was last year. This year, this last week that just ended, I sold a total of $64.93. I mean, huge income here, guys. I did not sell very much because we had just finished getting back from vacation, and I just didn't. My subscription commission, that's the same thing, but this must have been a coach renewing because they get a discount. So $15.55, they got a renewal. One of my coaches renewed their Team Beachbody account. And then team bonus cycles, as you notice, I went from 0 to 288. And if somebody wants to do the math, I think that's like 15 or 16 team bonus cycles. Divide it by 18. I don't know. And then matching bonus, once you become diamond, I think you get it at a smaller rate for Ruby as well, but I was never Ruby. When you become diamond, you get 10% of any of the team cycle bonuses that your coaches get. So for instance, I got $288. So Becca from me got $28.80 just from me. And all of her coaches are making team bonus cycles. So imagine how much more she was making. I made $12.88. And if I were to click on this, and I did, I don't remember who it was now, but I could literally go down the list and see how much each of my coaches made in team bonus cycles, which was really cool because I get to see who's getting paid for like pouring into their team. So I made $12.80 for that. And then Fast Start bonus, this is people who signed up as a coach with a challenge pack. I had a couple new coaches sign up last week. And then Fast Start Plus bonus, this was the first time I got this. You get $100 every time you sign up 5 coaches within 5 weeks. I didn't even know that. Guess who's trying to sign up 5 coaches now every 5 weeks? You just get $100 for it every time you do that. So my total income was $591. If you notice, I went from one subscription. I would have made less this time had I not had team cycle bonuses and all this stuff. Like just from retail commission and subscription, this is how much I would have made. What is that, like $80? I would have made about $80 this week. However, because of the team cycle bonuses, no matter what I did, had I not sold anything, I would have gotten this $28.80 or $288. That's what it is, $288. Okay, did I go over that whole slide? Yes. So now I'm going to turn it over to question and answer. I hope I didn't take up too much of your time. Let me stop the recording really fast. I hope you guys learned some new information. If you have any questions, comments, and concerns, feel free to either write them in the chat or unmute yourself and talk. Hold on just a second.